What's going on, people? It's GBP baby. Welcome to another video. It's currently 2:28 a.m. on Wednesday the 21st of June 2023. So we're going to be looking at Tuesday's price action, of course. We're going to start with DXY because that's what we do now. This week I've realized how important it is to understand what DXY is doing before having any kind of bias at all. But yeah, we're going to get straight into things. So if you watched yesterday's video, you'll see that I stated that I wanted to see price turn around at the 50% level of the daily fair value gap, and you can see that. Well, I wanted to see us close there, and you can see that that's what happened. I also stated that I wanted to see the fair value gap get filled, and if we drop down to a 4-hour, we can see how price clearly filled the top of the fair value gap, and then we whipped into the weekly inverted fair value gap here and here, creating a rejection block there. But you can see how price is staying below that 50% level. This is what I'm keeping my eyes on because I'm looking for lower prices. And you can see that as on the daily, that Tuesday's price action, we clearly, let me just get rid of this writing. Tuesday's price action, we clearly closed just below it, which is nice to see. So if we look at when the high of the day was made, we drop down to the 15-minute chart. And I've also got my daily dividers. You can see that the high of the day was made at 10:45 a.m. This is during London close. London close is from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. So this says to me that this is a significant swing high because of the time it was made, and also it being Tuesday and me expecting a low closing week. I am seeing this as being the high of the week. Let me say that again because I know I got a little bit jumbled up there. I am seeing this high as being the high of the week. You can see our prices broke away from that since, and we started moving down quite slowly. But I'd like to see lower prices tomorrow is basically what I'm saying. You'll also notice that we traded right up into the weekly inverted fair value gap and turned around at that. So you see our price is respecting a higher time frame PD array. So we'll drop down to the weekly, jump up to the weekly. And you can see that this fair value gap is the one which we are clearly respecting. And it's nice to see that price is doing that. And now I'd want to continue to see lower prices. As if you've watched my Sunday weekly review, you'll know that my target is this bullish order block open and this fair value gap this fair value gap resting below there. So let me drop that back down to the 15-minute, and you'll see how it's important to look at how price consolidates around the 50% level. Remember, this is the daily. This blue box here is the daily fair value gap. And you can see how we're filling it on both buy side and sell side. So that's why I want to see price leave this now, and I'd expect it to do so in an expansion, with an expansion. So I'm going to go on to Euro now. And you'll see that Euro done as we expected as well. Again, if you watched yesterday's video, you'll know that I stated that I want to see price on Euro trade down to the 50% level and then leave. That's exactly what we have happening here. We traded down into the daily fair value gap, which is this box, and then we also traded into an inverted fair value gap, which is on the downside. This was a bearish fair value gap here, then a bullish one. So when price returns to it, which it did here, it should act as support, and that's what we see because price traded away from it. Drop down to the 4-hour, we can have a better look. You can see how it wicked down, taking out sell side liquidity here, and we also wicked down into this massive gap that was created on the 4-hour. Now when gaps like this get left open, this says to me that it's likely that we are going to want to push for higher prices. Hence I have my eyes on the buy side liquidity resting here, and this is actually delineating a bearish order block on the weekly, I believe. Yes, so I'm going to write that out because that's where I'm expecting price to draw to. Weekly bullish order, weekly bearish order block, in fact. Middle, center, and we'll make it black. Let's make it a bit bigger. So that's where I'm expecting price to draw to this week. So basically, all this down action I'm seeing as manipulation, and you can see how we're slowly filling in prices, filling in this weekly inverted fair value gap on the downside. So first, if we go to the weekly, we can have a better look. This was a bearish fair value gap. We traded up, and I think what I want to see it do is I want to see it find support now at the bottom of it, and then use that in order to trade up higher. If we drop down to the 1 hour, we'll have a better look. So you can see how we traded right down through it, traded back in it aggressively. We took out, as soon as we traded above this swing high here, we had a break in market structure. Drop down to the 15 minute, we can have a better look at that. We've got a swing low, higher swing low, and then price moves higher, taking out this swing high here, this short-term swing high. So this candle here should now act as a breaker. So if price is to return back down there, which I think it's likely to do because I see this as engineered liquidity. If price returns down to this, I want to see us turn around and trade higher. So I'm going to mark that out now. However, I do want to clean my charts up a little bit. As you can see, it's quite messy. It's also interesting to see how we've ranged between the weekly inverted fair value gap 50% level and the daily fair value gap 50% level. So that's this line and this line. And it's interesting to see how price traded down, kissed that goodbye, traded to this one, and has left it accordingly. So yeah, things are a bit messy here, but I'm going to draw out that breaker block because I do expect price to return down into it now. And obviously 50% of that range is what I want to see price turn around in. There's also a fair value gap here. And yeah, so let me type in breaker, bullish breaker. So as soon as price comes into this range, I'd like to see it turn around basically. Because remember, I'm looking for a lower dollar and a higher pound. I mean, higher euro. We are going to quickly look at GBP, and then I'll give us a summary, and we'll bring it to an end. Bring this video to an end. So pound also doing as we expected today. Well, Tuesday, we traded down. We pushed down into the daily fair value gap that's resting below it. We did wick past the daily fair value gap 50% level and wick down to like around the 25% level of the range. That's showing a lot of weakness within pound, which means that if we are expecting higher prices or lower dollar, it means that we should expect pound to have more of a struggle making it up than say euro, because you can see how euros closed nicely sitting on top of it and traded to the 50% level perfectly, whereas pound we see traded deeper into the fair value gap, showing a lot more strength on pound side. I mean, a lot more weakness on pound side, so it's probably going to have a hard time, understandably though, especially after last week's price action. So with pound, I'm going to look for the breaker. I've got a swing low here, a higher swing low. So this will make this swing high a mitigation block, because when you have a swing low and when you have a swing low and then a higher swing low, I'm going to drop down to 5-minute chart for this. So this low and then this low, the swing high in between that, which is here, should act as a mitigation block. So I'm going to draw that out. When price comes down here, I'd like to see price turn around and trade higher. We've got some beautiful relative equal lows resting here, across here, here, and then obviously we've got these lows resting up here as well. I mean highs, sorry, wow, relative equal highs. Same on euro. Euro's created some nice relative equal highs here as we traded up here and left that range. So it'd be nice to see an expansion. Now, if price, let's say we come back to the bullish breaker and we start to fall through it, then I'm probably going to stay out the markets and just let price do its thing, because I'm not expecting price to want to go lower than what it went today on Tuesday. But other than that, I want to see price act very sensitively towards this bullish breaker. So this is where the if and when whole side of the algorithm understanding comes into play. If we react bullishly to this breaker and sensitively, and get an expansion away from this, then I'm happy to be bullish for the rest of the week and start looking for us to run into highs here, here, and potentially up here. If we are to trade into this area and we start to fall through it and start to run into these lows, then I'm probably going to stay out of the markets and stay away. It's as simple as that, really. So a London session, I'm looking for us to touch that bullish breaker, but we'll see. And I think it'll be a good place to be trading. Also, we have to remember that euro is considerably stronger than GBP right now, clearly after Tuesday's price action. So I think euro will be the better one to be trading tomorrow. If we look at EUR&GBP here, we can see how euro's got stronger today. we've broke market structure here. I haven't actually looked at this chart yet. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we've had a break in market structure on euro as well. We have a swing low and then we have a break in market structure here. We then came down and then left that range again. So we've had two. We've clearly started a bullish move higher, which suggests higher euro. So what I'd like to see now, if price continues to respect this fair value gap here, then I'd expect us to start running up higher into these swing highs here, and eventually up to this level here, which would mean stronger euro. Hence, I'm saying to trade euro tomorrow. I hope that makes sense, guys. This is the importance of having EUR&GBP in your analysis. So if I go on to the daily, we can have a better look. You can see how we struggled to get into this fair value gap, which I had marked out. I believe it's a weekly fair value gap. Yeah, it's a weekly fair value gap. So I'm expecting price to turn around here anyway. So I'd like to see us expand higher now, but we shall see. But yeah, that's everything, guys. This has been GBP Baby, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.